achieve it. So that synergy has to be mobilized to make sure that we achieve the target we want to achieve, especially those that set in the policy document, which have some connection with the MDGs.
The Gambia Teachers Union, today 75 years old, continues to enjoy a fruitful partnership with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, especially in this era of the present Permanent Secretary, Babkat Boy. The reason is obvious: to keep the status of the teachers bright for the attainment of the ministry's set targets.
The coordinating committee meeting is a good example of the synergy that, GTU has been engaged in with MOPSI. Another example is our Best Teacher Award. We have virtually given the leadership role to the GTU to help us identify the best teachers to award. And I don't think we can talk about efficiency and effectiveness when it comes to synergy, leaving that important aspect behind.
Matar Balle is the National Coordinator of the Education for All Campaign Network, one of the collaborating institutions with the GTU.
Mr. Chairman, we wish to express our solidarity with you. Today we need to address issues of access, retention, participation, completion in school, and quality education for all. That cannot happen without quality teachers, which is your motivation as GTU, by serving the teachers at all times and in all circumstances, again promoting synergy among each and every one of us. We want to conclude by recognizing and saluting the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for providing the civil society the pace and environment to complement their efforts.
I encourage you, delegates, to take this opportunity to think about how you can play a role and what role you can play as a member of the teaching fraternity or a partner. We should endeavor to continue to analyze our strengths and weaknesses, our opportunities and our threats, and also remember that it is through unity of purpose and action that we have come thus far. Therefore, the challenge now is how to keep the flock together.
This event and many others, championed by the GTU with the motto Solidarity Forever, is evident of their resolve to build a teaching fraternity that can take a lead role in the development of the country's human capital as the bedrock for national development. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
The National Agricultural Research Institute and the Department of Agriculture on Friday received office equipment, furniture and other materials from the West Africa Agricultural Productivity Program, WAP. Modu Jallo tells us more.
Agricultural Productivity Program, funded by the World Bank and the Spanish Trust, is a sub-regional project that benefits farmers, agricultural producers and all actors of the value chain process that will yield agricultural productivity in the drive to food self-sufficiency in the sub-region. According to officials, the WAP project has 4 main components.
It's enabling the conditions for sub-regional cooperation in the generation and dissemination and adoption of technologies. And of course, part of that component, the WAP is supposed to strengthen networking of knowledge management, information and communication system to share agricultural technologies. And as we are here today, the set of equipments, which ranges from computers, printers, scanners, photocopiers, is in a bid towards achieving this objective of the WAP.
The other components include building the capacities of researchers, improve infrastructure, and strengthen the web-based system. The demand-driven technology generation, according to Setijan Sose, added over 20 sets of computers and printers, furniture and other electronic devices that were given to NARI and the Department of Agriculture.
To assure you that this is the beginning but not the ending. As far as the WAP is concerned, it is within its global objective to strengthen research and extension, which have been encountering, a lapse over the years. But I think most of you can bear us witness that since the WAP started, it was able to create many forums where researchers and extensionists, we are coming together to share and care for each other for the global objective of improving agricultural production and productivity.
General of NARE, Dr. Babu Job, up on the benefits of this intervention.
So far that our human resource base now, in terms of number and quality of personnel we have, our science potential have risen so high. Now the only thing that we need to reinforce is to enhance the work environment so that we can enhance the performance from these personnel. And that's exactly what this activity is going to do today.
For his part, Barrow Diouf of the World Bank said performance calls for team spirit.
A team, see the sector, not individualism, move from that kind of tough defendants. This is, the ministry, this is the department, this is NARE, this is the PCU. No, move as a sector, and the permanent secretary has the responsibility to set the tone so that the sector moves as a sector rather than move in fragments.
The permanent secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Alpha Marong, said emphasis is now on productivity, not production. He commended government for bringing such a project that's geared towards providing the appropriate inputs and techniques that will facilitate agricultural productivity.
Nation must be given to His Excellency, Chief Professor Dr. Alaji Ejejame, who took it upon himself at the level of his level and at the level of his personal level to approach the World Bank, according to what Dr. Toure told me, and I was in your presence, Mr. Jallo, to make sure that the Gambia is included in this program. So therefore, I think we must, as a gathering, recognize that. And on behalf of the Minister, my Honorable Minister, Honorable Solomon Owens, I would like to extend the appreciation of this Ministry of Agriculture to His Excellency for bringing such a valuable project to this country. And I think also I would not do justice to the project implementation unit. I've been out of service for a while, but all the good things I hear about agriculture are alluded to the project coordinating unit of the WAP.
The materials were later distributed to the beneficiaries. This presentation is the latest as part of a series of interventions under the West Africa Agricultural Productivity Program. Mauro Diallo, GRTS.
Well, we have a press release just coming in from the government of the Gambia, and it reads, the government of the Republic of the Gambia hereby informs the general public that contrary to widespread rumors and speculations on the pronouncement made by His Excellency the President of the Republic on the implementation of the death penalty in the Gambia, it wishes to state for the records that such irresponsible spreading of information is wrong. The laws of the Gambia on the death penalty is very clear and provides. Section 18(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia states, no person shall be deprived of his or her life intentionally except in the execution of a sentence of death and by a court of competent jurisdiction in respect of a criminal offense for which the penalty is death under the laws of the Gambia as they have effects in accordance with subsection 2 and of which he or she has been lawfully convicted. In due compliance with the provisions of the laws as above, it follows that all persons on the death row have been tried by the Gambian courts of competent jurisdiction and thereof convicted and sentenced to death in accordance with the law. They have exhausted all their legal rights of appeal as provided by law. The general public is hereby warned that the peace and stability of our beloved nation as regards the protection of the lives, liberty, and property of individuals must at all costs be preserved and jealously guarded. This press release is from the government of the Gambia. Institutions tasked with the responsibility of mobilizing people to participate in the monthly operation Clean the Nation have been speaking about the significance of the exercise. The appeal for massive participation in Saturday's National Cleanup Exercise, or SETL, was made by representatives from the National Environment Agency, the Gambia Armed Forces, and the Kanifing Municipal Council. Here are excerpts.
As an organization, we felt, it is important and there's a complete need for Gambians to answer to this call because the environment actually belongs to us, and we as Gambians should take ownership of our environment to make sure that it is free, from refuse